Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how I wax brows on brows that I've already pre-mapped. If you're new to brow waxing, I highly recommend that you map out each client's brows before you start. The main reason why you want to map out the brows before you start is so that way you can get an idea of the shape that you are going for. Each client is different and not each client has the same shape. And the amount of hair there. So you want to make sure that whenever you are, before you get started, that your client has a clear understanding of how her brows are kind of projected to look at the end of the service. I did start with the middle. The middle is just really kind of personal preference. You can really start anywhere that you want to. But just out of, repetition, out of habit, I usually always just start in the middle first. And then I automatically am going to move to the tops of the brows. This is all personal preference like stated before. Notice the amount of wax that is on my stick. Keep in mind that you do not need a lot of wax when working with soft wax. A little bit goes a really long way. Start with the front of the brows and drag it towards the arch, ensuring that you do not go past that line that you've created. I like doing the tops of the brows because I feel like it really gives me a chance to make sure I have the height of the brows correct before I go in to do the true shaping, which comes from underneath. You see, I'm just following along what I've already pre-mapped out. This is going to really speed up the time that you spend trying to wax your client's brows. To make sure that I don't get too much wax off into the body of that brow, I'm going to just smooth out those edges a little bit. So as you can see, I am working with soft wax. Now, brow waxing is completely, personal preference on what wax you choose to use. Sometimes I do use a hard wax depending on the client, depending on their sensitivity level and different factors like that. But for the most part, I prefer using soft wax for the brows because I really do love how it really gets like the fine hairs. And in my experience, it gives you more of a polished and cleaner outcome. Keep in mind, when you are working with soft wax, a little bit goes a long way. Now you saw that I went and I had to add a little bit more wax to finish off the tails. That is common, that is completely okay as long as you're using a new and a fresh applicator to do so. Grab a little less than what you think you might need, and then later on you'll discover if you're able to make that stretch or if you need to add a little bit more. I'm brushing the brows kind of towards her hairline and away from that line that I've created, just to make sure that there are no stragglers outside of that line. Any stragglers, we gotta get rid of those. Typically, I save most of my tweezing for the end because I like to moisturize the skin afterwards and then tweeze because it makes a more comfortable experience when you're moving those hairs. But today, I really just wanted, for the sake of this video, to kind of work and tweeze as I went, so that way I don't have as much to do at the end. When using a mascara wand, notice how I'm not brushing those brows upwards. I am brushing those brows to the side, and that is because our brows naturally lay either to the side or down because of gravity. So always go with the direction of the growth or the direction that the brows are naturally laying. Don't try to manipulate them too much upwards because it could create holes in the brows and we don't want that. I'm not going to show you the second half of the brow, but it's basically in pretty much the absolute same process. All I did was just follow those lines that I created and did the same method. Just make sure when you are wiping off all of that product that it's completely off. It is a white chalk that I'm using. So you want to make sure it's completely gone before you move on to the next step. I'm using a balm to soothe my client's skin right after the wax. It's really going to help to calm her skin down and gives her a nice massage. And it also moisturizes the hair and the skin. From here, I will go ahead and start tweezing. Like I mentioned earlier, when you tweeze during this part of the service, it makes them so much more comfortable for your clients. So keep that in mind whenever you are going in with those tweezers. This is a really good opportunity for you to fine tune the brows. As you can see, I'm going in with some tweezing here on the top. You can't really see it from this video, but there is some tweezing and some stubborn hairs that I'm having to go over. Don't be afraid to grab those hairs. Of course, you don't want to over tweeze, but having that base and kind of like the guideline already preset kind of helps you already know which brow hairs need to go and which brow hairs need to stay. So definitely don't over tweeze, but you want to make sure that all the right hairs are removed. And if you have any questions, of course, like these are your client's brows, you always want to make sure that they are happy with the outcome before you do any finishing steps. So once you get done tweezing, check in with your client, make sure that, hand them the mirror to make sure that they are liking the result that you've come up with. Now, this is a finishing touch that I always do for each and every client of mine. This is, of course, additional, or you don't have to do this step, but it just adds a little extra touch, and it really helps me to check symmetry and to make sure that my lines are crispy, and it just adds a little bit more pop to the brow. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment, and I'll be happy to answer them in the comments. Be sure that you like this video, subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos like this. See you next time.